to go. Yo, Jenny, what's going on? How you doing? We just vibing out to one of the greatest songs ever created first. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have people there for you when you need them. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes the world go round. Uh, uh, yeah. I got off a bit of a slow start today. You know what I'm saying? But we here now. We here. We live. We ready to go. Yes, a little bit late today. I had an interesting weekend and an interesting morning. Man, I had a crazy morning, man. Now, I titled the stream, These Motherfuckers Broke Into My House for a reason. Because motherfuckers broke into my house this morning. But it could have been worse. But look, yo, the supervisors in my building, I don't know what the hell kind of policy they have going. But these motherfuckers will just come in your apartment. Like if they'll knock, and if you don't answer, they'll just come in. You know what I'm saying? Now, in a lot of states, I'm sure that's illegal. And in many places, that's how you get your ass shot. You know, coming up in somebody's crib. Now, this has happened to me before. The first time it happened to me, I was in the shower. And I heard somebody come in my house. Man, I ran out the shower. I still had soap on. I still had I was washing my hair or something. I had soap. I took the towel. I ran out. I was ready to go. And then today, man, these motherfuckers came in my house while I was on the goddamn toilet, man. I was getting, man, they came in my crib. And then one of the people opened the bathroom door while I was getting up off the toilet. Man, yo, I'm going to tell you something about myself. When I get mad, I don't have that much to say. Yo, I scared the shit out of them, bro. And I'm not even I don't even go around trying to bully people like that. Like, I don't even do that. But I scared them today, man. I was like, yo, man, if y'all didn't have on these uniforms, I would have attacked you. You feel me? I would have assaulted y'all if I would have came out and y'all weren't supervisors. Shit crazy, man. They crazy doing that shit to people. Like, man, somebody gonna shoot you motherfuckers one day doing this shit, man. Y'all crazy. And what if it was a woman? You know what I'm saying? What if it was a woman that you would have opened the door on like that? I had to calm down. I ended up apologizing because they were scared. And I was like, I apologize. I was like, I'm sorry. But I was like, you understand why I'm upset though, don't you? You understand why I'm so upset. I was mad. These motherfuckers just come in my crib unannounced without my permission and then open the bathroom door that was closed. Man, if I didn't have so much to lose, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, I'm about to go turn on this AC because it's a little steamy in this motherfucker. Hold on, I'm about to turn this on. I'll be right back. They was like, oh, I came out, man. Like I said, I don't really when I'm really mad, I don't really talk that much. I say a few things, but I was mad, man. That shit made me mad. But I apologized. I need shit if it was right, but if I change the locks, oh, thank you, Christina. I appreciate it. Hello to everybody. I was busy telling my story, but I'm like, yo, man, what if y'all crazy, bruh? Y'all are crazy. But yo, that shit was wild though. But welcome to Monday. It's a holiday or some shit, ain't it? What is Labor Day? It's Labor Day, right? Or am I tripping? No. Oh, Labor Day is next Monday. Okay, my bad. I was tripping. I got ahead of myself for some reason. But yeah, nah, I apologize because they were afraid. They were scared. So I apologize to them because one of the supervisor, he was the one who was tripping, but the other dude, he was just here trying to do his job. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really mean anything by it. I can get mad sometimes, but I'm a nice person. I don't like hurting people, but I will hurt you. I will. I don't want to. I don't like it, but I will. But yeah, nah, that shit was wild though. But let's go ahead and take this first hit. Yes, next Monday. I was they were there for like the building, they do pest control. Like every few weeks they come in and like go into all the units and put stuff down to like do pest control and shit like that. That's why they was here. But they knocked and I didn't answer because I was in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? I was handling my business, you feel me? Well, I'm just gonna come in. Like, man, somebody gonna shoot you motherfuckers one day. Especially, but we in a blue state, so it's all good. But let's go ahead and take this first hit. What up, Aztec Dragon? What's going on? Nah, they gonna do it again. They do it to everybody, but they probably won't do it in here again because I'm gonna get mad again if they do it. Like, bro, y'all crazy. Don't just walk in my fucking apartment. What the fuck is wrong with you? Here we go. What we gonna start with today? Yo, this dude Vivek Ramaswamy is so corny, man. He's so corny. A decent amount of Republicans like him, but man, this dude is corny. My boy Mick got the new place all set up. That's what's up, man. Congratulations. That shit's always annoying. The moving process, getting everything right. You're right, exactly, Alexandria. That's why I said, like, what if I was like, if he would have walked in on a woman in the bathroom, like, bro, that could have been. And the only reason I'm not like doing anything else is because I don't really feel like it. Honestly, I got other shit to do. But yeah, nah, man. Like I said, but yeah, here we go. This is what we're gonna start. But we're gonna start with the good old boy Vivek. You know what I'm saying? Because apparently he said that Mike Pence totally should have overturned the election. And it's like, yo, the more this dude talks, the more I just don't like him. Like in a like, oh, this dude is corny type of way. Vivek is corny, man. This dude is corny. You got all that damn money and you still a fucking cornball. But we're gonna check that out in a sec. One more hit. Hey, one more hit. Yeah. One more hit, and then we're gonna get into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Gotta hit up Rayvana. We'll be on tomorrow again. I gotta wash my damn clothes too, man. I hate going to the laundromat. This is the only apartment I've had since I've been in New Jersey that didn't have a washer and dryer. But wherever I move, once this lease is up, I got to have me a washer and dryer, man, because going to the laundromat be some bullshit. Yeah. Oh, Don, thank you for being here for this for this first live show. I appreciate you. We got a whole lot of programming, and I'm gonna be doing more organization this week. So, I'm gonna be like, you know, like for the shows and stuff. I'm gonna start putting up countdowns so you see when it is. I'm just gonna do a better job with that. Brewski Dragon. Not only is he Hindu, he's also not white. He's also quite dark skinned. That's another problem that he has. But you know, he knows he ain't gonna become president anyway. But let's get into this hit, and then we're gonna get into that boy Vivek. We're gonna see what he's talking about. Yes, isn't going to the laundromat the worst? Yes, Andrew, you're reading that correctly. The supervisors of my apartment building just be coming in people's houses. They two of them two people just came into my apartment earlier today. They just came in like it was their place while I was in the bathroom, and I got pretty upset. But now it's funny. Now it's just funny. All right, here we go. Let's get into it now. Because apparently, again, he was saying something about Mike Pence should have overturned the election or some shit like that. Like, dude, shut up.
The candidates on stage Wednesday night said Mike Pence did the right thing on January 6th. Do you agree?
I would have done it very differently. I think that there was a historic opportunity that he missed to reunite this country in that window. What I would have said is this is a moment for a true national consensus where there's two elements of what's required for a functioning democracy in America. One is secure elections, and the second is a peaceful transfer of power. When those things come into conflict, that's an opportunity for heroism. Here's what I would have said. We need single-day voting on Election Day. We need paper ballots, and we need government-issued ID matching the voter file. And if we achieve that, then we have achieved victory, and we should not have any further complaint about election integrity.
So what would
I would have driven
done
it through the Senate.
So what would you have done with Mike Pence? You would have not certified the election?
So in my capacity as president of the Senate, I would have led through that level of reform. Then on that condition, certified the election results, served it up to the president, President Trump, then to sign that into law. And on January 7th, declared the re-election campaign pursuant to a free and fair election. I think that was a missed opportunity, but that's the kind of spirit we're going to need.
It's so interesting how much authority he speaks with. It's like, bro, you're 38 years old. When it comes to politics, that's really young, and you haven't done anything in politics. So you sitting there, I would have done this, and I would have done that, and then I would have done, like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, dude, shut up. Like, you saying it so matter-of-factly. Like, bro, you're 38. Like, everyone you're running against is far more experienced than you.
Need to unite this country rather than sweeping those concerns under the rug.
11 months ago, well, excuse me, in your book, which wasn't written that long ago, you wrote, the fact that all of our governmental institutions so unanimously found no evidence of significant fraud is telling. Furthermore, I've talked to many Republicans at all levels of government, and not one has ever presented convincing evidence that the 2020 election was stolen from President Trump. Very few have seriously tried. I don't believe that most Republican politicians actually think the election was stolen. So you went from there,
let me address
and 11 months later, your views have changed on January 6th. Again, this book was written September of 2022.
Chuck, I'm happy to address that if you're interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in reading exactly that chapter in the book, I drew a sharp distinction between what I did see as the interference in the election that mattered, which was interference by big tech. I'm data-driven. There's hard data showing that many voters, many independent voters, would have changed their result enough to influence the outcome of the election if they had been exposed to what we now know to be the truth about the Hunter Biden laptop story. By contrast, I've also been clear. I have not yet seen evidence that there was ballot fraud of a scale that would have changed that result. I'm just responding to data on both fronts. But the fact of the matter is, if we're looking at reuniting this country, there are serious concerns on both sides, but especially on the right, about the concern of elections and election interference and ballot fraud, but also big tech interference. And there's a very clear result. And
he's not saying anything at all. He's not saying anything. He's just running in circles because he's full of shit.
Way we can address that. I've offered a clear consensus that everybody can get behind. It is practical, and if people really think that debating this issue is a threat to our democracy,
no, I didn't see him call him Chud. But I got a tab pulled up that we're gonna look at in a sec where he was like purposefully missaying Nikki Haley's name or something like that. I don't know. But no, I didn't see that though. But that definitely fits him.
That should be an easy consensus to be able to rally around, and that's how I'll lead as president.
First of all, you never talked about the tech stuff in your book. This is a new thing. It is
That's
not
false, Chuck.
You have not
Chuck,
talked about
that's
this
absolutely false.
Biden
In Nation of Victims
aspect of it. We were looking
Chuck,
for it.
I think you have not. I think you have not read Nation. I think you have not read Nation of Victims. Literally read the book. There was about 20 pages of content devoted to this, and I also bring it up in
write about election fraud that way.
It's fine, but you don't have an obligation to read my book. But if you do,
because
quote
you
it
said,
correctly.
we have been. And let me quote it again. You're referring to Republicans. We use stolen election theories as a backdoor to embracing our own victim identity path, pursuing an easy path to power. Throughout this entire book, you mock the entire January.
Daniel, he gonna have to do that. He gonna have to change his name to George Smith, and he gonna have to get his skin bleached at least as light as me. At least as light skinned as I am. I'm light skinned than a motherfucker. I got a little more. The lighting in here makes me look a little more lighter, but you got to be at least my color for Republicans to seriously consider you.
Sixth aspect, you absolutely criticize Donald Trump for being a sore loser. You write about it in a way of making your point that we've become a nation of victims, and right now on TV you're doing the exact opposite.
I'm not. Chuck, actually want to be very clear. I preached to conservative audiences I was in Iowa over the last 2 days, and what do I tell them? We're not going to be victims. We're going to be victorious. Whether I'm talking to the left or the right, I say the same thing. I've also been very clear, Chuck, and I want to be clear today, that I would have made very different judgments than Donald Trump did that day and on many of the matters in his path out of office. But there's a difference between a bad judgment and a crime. And what I've been clear about is when we criminalize those bad judgments, that's an abuse of the justice system. It undermines trust not only in our elections, but in our justice system. We have to be able to draw.
He's just talking out of his ass.
Those distinctions. And I do think, Chuck, it's going to take that kind of leader who can actually preach truth to both tribes in this country to reunite this country. So did Donald Trump make all the right judgments? No, I said so then, I say so now. Was that illegal and should we criminalize it? Absolutely not. But I want to lead this nation forward. That is my goal, not to look in the rearview mirror. And in order to do that, I think on the election integrity issue, we have an opportunity to put this debate behind us by single-day voting on Election Day as a national holiday with paper ballots and government-issued ID. This should not be controversial. And if that helps reunite this country, as I believe it will, that's exactly how I must lead as president, and that's my commitment.
All right, again, from your book, No One Likes a Sore Loser. That's one of the worst victimhood complexes of all. Are you referring to Donald Trump?
I referred in that chapter both to Stacey Abrams and to Donald Trump. And I think that the answer is we need leaders who ultimately stand for victory.
You know, both people, you know, there's always two things to talk about. There's always a whataboutism going on. You know what I mean? It cancels out the bullshit.
Over victimhood. We did have a victimhood culture that started on the left in this country, the oppression hierarchy. My worry, Chuck, is that that can spread to the right. And the way that this so-called culture war will end is not with a bang, but with a whimper, where each side imitates the methods of the other. That related even to some of our earlier conversation on seeing each other based on the color of our skin. I think that is deeply divisive. What we need in this country is to...
This motherfucker said it could spread to the right. Meanwhile, Republicans, a decent amount of them, are talking about civil war over Donald Trump. They talking about talking about some victimhood is it could spread to the right. Like, who's a bigger victim than racist white people? And you ain't never met a bigger victim in your life until you meet a white person who don't like people who ain't white. Those motherfuckers think they victims of everything. It don't matter what go wrong in their life. It's somebody else's fault, and the person whose fault it is always a couple shades darker than them at least. Or they a Democrat or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the Democrats is cool with the gays and all that shit, the gays and the trans people. So it's their fault. You know, it's because we got all these gay people running around thinking that they can be themselves. You feel me? Like, the fuck you talking about? Why we got all these pride flags hanging all over the place? Fuck Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? Fuck these motherfuckers think they are doing this campaign with this trans person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what are you talking about? No one is a bigger victim. No one has ever been a bigger victim than racist white people in America.
to revive the shared ideals that unite all of us as Americans. The pursuit of excellence, meritocracy, free speech, the rule of law. I genuinely believe, Chuck, that most Americans, regardless of black or white, red or blue, share these ideals in common, and that's what I'm reviving.
I understand that, but again, let me go back to quoting you. The Republican Party seems to be moving towards the position that any races it wins are legitimate and any it loses were stolen. It's just the preferred conservative brand of victimhood, a knee-jerk kind of sore-losing more.
Yo, his whole book contradicts his whole campaign. His book contradicts everything in his campaign. Like he's just trying to be famous. He's just trying to be popular. That's all Vivek is doing. He's just trying to be talked about and seen. Like, bro, you really don't need to do this, and you ain't talking about nothing. For a 38-year-old to be running for president and not be talking about progressive ideals, I don't really believe you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really believe you. You just trying to be famous. You 38 years old, and like, bro, come on, man.
Common to playground than great republics. You seem to, at the time you wrote your book, believe this was potentially damaging to the rule of law. This was not a way to have a democracy thrive. And you're now speaking in a way that gives essentially a permission slip to election deniers to believe there's some truth to something that you yourself have yet to find evidence of.
Chuck, I stand by everything I said. That was a book where 11 of the 12 chapters were dedicated to a lot of left-wing victimhood in this country, but it would have been incomplete for me not to call out my own tribe. And my point is,
he definitely gonna make a podcast.
I don't want to see this in terms of red versus blue. We've created an incentive structure in this country, whoever you are, whatever your skin color, increasingly whatever your political affiliation, to see yourself as a victim. I refuse to see myself as a victim. Hardship is not the same thing as victimhood. We are going through hardship as a country right now, including many conservatives. Hardship is sometimes not a choice. Victimhood is a choice. And so whoever the American is that I'm talking to.
We've been listening to this dude for 7.5 minutes, and he ain't said not a goddamn thing about what policies he's trying to put forward. This dude's sitting here talking about some, well, we live in a culture of victimhood. I don't want to be a victim. I'm going to go in the office in the White House and I'm going to show everybody you aren't a victim. You can do it. Pull your, like, dude, like, bro, like, what the fuck are you, like, that don't mean nothing. What the fuck is, that is not a policy. I'm going to go in the White House and sign, like, what are you going to do with that? What the fuck does that mean? You going to go in the White House and cut taxes for yourself. That's what the fuck you going to do. Like, dude, shut up. Like, this guy, man, he's so lame.
I say we do not choose victimhood. We choose victory. That is who we are. And I think we can be stronger on the other side of it. So, Chuck, this isn't some game of gotcha. I stand by everything I've written over the last 3 years in the books that I have, except for a few areas on facts where, as the new facts have come up, I've changed my mind. But in the core theses, I'm in the exact place I am as when I wrote those books. But the point of the matter is, I'm not in this race to lead a political party. I am in this race to lead a nation. I'm using the Republican Party as a vehicle to advance an America First agenda that I think many Americans, most Americans can rally behind. That's what we're going to need.
One thing I want to clear up, I know you've only voted in 2 presidential elections. Where did you vote in 2020, and how did you vote?
I voted in Ohio, and during the coronavirus pandemic, I voted by mail. That's exactly how I voted. And you know what? And the fact of the matter is, I think we should have one standard for everybody. But for me, for much of my 20s, I was disaffected from politics. The fact of the matter is, I understand why young people are disaffected. I was uninspired by John Kerry and George Bush. I voted Libertarian that year, or by John McCain and Barack Obama, or Mitt Romney or Barack Obama. So I don't make any bones about that. I actually talk about it in my speeches.
And you're also uninspired by Donald Trump in 2016, right?
I was skeptical of Donald Trump in 2016. That is accurate, because I had grown up in a generation where I felt like we had.
Bro, he's so full of shit. This guy's so full of shit. It's funny. Honestly, this is funny. Like, bro, you're so see-through. Like, you don't even know. He don't know nothing about politics, man. This dude don't know nothing about no damn politics. I don't know. He got him some money, but he don't know what the fuck he talking about when it comes to no goddamn politics. Like, bro, what you just sat up there for 9 minutes and said victimhood this, victimhood that. That's why I'm running for president. Like, bro, you're 38 years old and that's all you want to do. Like, he's so, bro, he's just trying to relive his high school years or some shit. I don't know what the hell he doing, but it's funny to see because it's like, bro, you riding your own wave way too hard. Like, you really are riding your wave too hard, bro. Like, right, exactly. He voted twice. Like, I voted twice. Like, so you, like, bro, like, not only are you 38, but you also have done nothing. Bro, that shit matters, man. Look, we definitely need more young people in government, for sure, without a doubt. There's way too many people in government that are just dinosaurs. But at the same time, you know, age brings experience, and politics overall is an older person's game, because typically when you're like in your 50s or 60s, you've accomplished a lot more. Your name means something. Your reputation holds weight. You have resources. So, you know, you're more mature. You've gotten things for yourself out of the way. So, you know, but youth brings more of that fire for change. You know what I mean? That's more of the benefit of having younger people in the political system, because they're ready to go. Um, Vivek is in the age group who should be really wanting to push for change, but he ain't talking about no change. Like, bro, like, what the you 30, you a little boy compared to everybody else in government right now. This shit crazy. This shit funny as hell. All right, here we go. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis booed at vigil honoring victims of Jacksonville shooting. Again, you 38 and you ain't done nothing political. I voted twice in my life, but I want to be president of the United States. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis booed at vigil honoring victims of Jacksonville shooting. Hold up. I thought there was a video on here. Should be. Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, here it is.
Florida Governor, he will come now and turn remarks. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is here. Florida Governor, he will come now and turn remarks.
Thank you for doing this. I want to just say to the councilwoman, I got you. Don't worry about it. We've already been looking to identify funds to be able to help. One, make sure there's adequate security for Edward Waters College. We are not going to allow these institutions to be targeted by people.
Bro, this dude's not going to win his reelection for governor. He's not gonna win re-election. Oh my god, this dude finna lose. Yes, Benjamin, everything is all good. It's not quite as bad as it seems. The supervisors came into my house unannounced. They be doing that here. They'll just come in unannounced and shit like that. I turned up a little bit, but nah, I'm kind of making a joke out of a situation that wasn't funny, but it's funny now. But yeah, man, this dude Ron DeSantis. I said I've been getting that inkling. I've been getting that feeling. And again, it's still too early to say, but I'm like, Ron's gonna lose re-election for governor. But again, we still got a whole lot of time left to see. But I mean, if he keeps this up at this rate, like, bro, this dude finna get smashed. Oh, and that's his hometown. Oh God. Yeah, nah. Exactly. That is what he gets. You feel me? That really is. Him running for president was the worst thing he could have done for his political career. It really was. But yeah, we'll see what's up. But remember that. Keep that in mind. You heard it here. Ron DeSantis is not going to win a third term for governor, but we still got a while. So we'll see what's up. It's term limited? Oh shit! Well, he done then. Well, then there you go. He's done then. It's over. If it's term limits in Florida like that, then it's done. It's over for him. That's hilarious. Well, look at that. Look at that. New poll. Trump's lead slips after skipping GOP primary debate while some rivals gain ground.
A new national poll shows a bit of a dip in support for Donald Trump following his decision to skip last week's Republican primary debate and to surrender to Georgia authorities and get that mugshot on Thursday. According to the latest Emerson College survey released this morning, Trump's support dropped 6 points from a poll taken earlier this month. The former president, though, still leading his opponents overwhelmingly.
Hey now, that's something. I mean, obviously he's still going, more likely than not stay ahead of the game in the Republican primary, but
as you can see, with 50% of Republicans saying they plan to vote for him in next year's primary. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, former Vice President Mike Pence saw the biggest bumps in support following the debate, gaining 5 and 4 points respectively, but just up to 7%.
Down 6 in this latest Emerson poll, with DeSantis, the next closest person. Hell, dog, down by 38. 38. Down by 38 percentage points. That's crazy, bro. But again, going down 6, that is something, man. That is something, but we'll keep our eyes out on everything. Shit, J Park, I think that until he started running for president, I don't really think that I think his appearances were more controlled and people just didn't see him as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now that he's running for president, the whole country is just hawking him more than they would if he wasn't, or if he wasn't even in the conversation to run for president. People just wouldn't be hawking him as hard as they are. So I think that's really what did it. It's just that he decided to run for president. That's really doing him in. You say he didn't win in Tampa? Well, one thing's for sure and for certain, he ain't gonna win the Republican primary. That's for goddamn sure. That is for certain. He is not gonna win the Republican primary. Oh, Lawrence, my brother, it's good to have you here. Shit, I started late today too. You know what I mean? Actually, my power was out this morning, but then it came back on. The building had issues, but they turned it back on. Then my supervisors came in here unannounced while I was in the bathroom. I almost knocked their heads off. And then, I don't know. I just got started a little bit late. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. So Charlamagne, oh, yeah, this was Trump talking about he weighed 215 pounds. Like, bro, that's how much I weigh when I'm at my best weight. Like, get the fuck out of here. And he's only a few inches shorter than me.
Former celebrity in chief Donald J. Trump. Ask not why Donald J. Trump is getting the biggest hee-haw today. Ask what did he do to get the biggest hee-haw today. See, we are gathered here today at Hee-Haw Missionary Baptist to give Donald J. Trump the credit.
Yes, absolutely. 84 just killing time. That's definitely very true. His policies aren't helping him either. 100%.
He deserves for being insecure. Let me tell you something, man. A few years ago, there was a great article in The Atlantic written by Tom Nichols. Drop on the clues bomb for Tom Nichols. Don't know him, but I love that article. It's called Donald Trump, the Most Unmanly President. Damn. Tom asked a lot of great questions in this article, but the most important one to me is, why don't the president's supporters hold him to their own standard of masculinity? On this Friday, August 25th, I need to know because yesterday Donald Trump got booked in Fulton County Jail. He was made to go through the whole process of booking in jail, including a mugshot. Sidebar, Alvin Bragg, Jack Smith, whoever was behind Trump's previous 3 indictments, shame on you for not making Trump take a mugshot. All this time, Trump could have been taking mugshots. He actually should have 4 already. All right, I think 4 indictments, a mugshot for each indictment, 91 criminal charges. And this is his first mugshot simply because y'all didn't make him take one. This is why historically folks have repeated this quote: if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. Drop on the clues bombs for Fannie Mae Willis. Okay? Mugshots ain't dead. Y'all dudes are just scared. Now, back to Trump's insecurities. When Donald Trump was booked yesterday in Fulton County Jail, his jail records came out, and it had all his charges on there. It had his booking number, his inmate number, PO 1135809, if you're wondering, and it had his height and weight. It had his hair is blonde or strawberry. I don't even know what the hell strawberry colored hair means. I guess red, but to me his hair color is more kiwi fruit than strawberry. But forget the hair. Let's get to his height and weight. Donald Trump said on his jail record that he was 6'3", 215 pounds. Clearly, they asked him his height and weight.
Like, bro, do you know how fit that is? 6'3", 215. Like, that's not fat. Like, you really can't. You feel me? That's what that is.
Or asked his age, his height, and weight because scales, hips, and big backs don't lie. But Trump,
right, he do look
and
like
this is
that
what I
all
don't
the time.
understand, and this is what Tom Nichols from The Atlantic was asking. How come Trump supporters don't hold Trump to the same standards of masculinity that they hold others to?
Right.
We all know Trump is a liar. Okay, I thought masculine men, alpha males, look down upon liars because y'all keep it real. Okay, and I wonder how y'all would react to someone you don't consider manly lying about their devil damn weight. You know how slim and fit Trump would be if he was 6'3", 215 pounds?
Right. That dude would be he would be the image that everyone pretends he is. Yeah, you know, they treat him like he's some macho man. Donald Trump isn't. He's not macho. He's not tough. He's not exceptionally physically attractive in any way. He's not a ladies' man. He ain't never been no ladies' man. He is none of the things that are usually associated with the kinds of men that they're treating him like. He ain't got none of that shit. None of it. He not even a ladies' man. He famous and rich, and he's not a ladies' man. Like, bro.
I know people are making jokes, but mugshots are important because if somebody goes on the run, they need a description. Okay, 6'3", 215 pounds, strawberry blonde hair, none of that describes Trump. All right, if he wasn't one of the most famous people in the world and was just some dude who decided to go on the run after committing all these crimes, you wouldn't recognize him based off this description. But this is an example of him not being a man's man, which is why I don't understand why Trump supporters who claim to be the men of all men support someone who will lie so blatantly, especially about something like his weight. This is IG model behavior. Okay, Trump put the skinny filter from TikTok.
Right, because don't nobody even care. Like, no one cares, bruh. You almost 80 years old anyway. Like, who gives a fuck?
On his jail records, and y'all acting like you don't see it. Donald Trump might be 6'3", but he is not 215 pounds. Donald Trump is easily 6'3" and weighs about Chris Christie. Okay, maybe not Chris Christie, but he definitely weighs about Peter Griffin. And I don't understand why all these so-called alpha males hold him up as the standard for what men should be, because as the writer Windsor Man has noted, Trump behaves in ways that many working class men would ridicule. He wears bronzer, loves gold and gossip, is obsessed with his physical appearance, whines constantly, can't control his emotions, watches daytime TV, enjoys parades and interior decorating, and used to sell perfume.
He just be sitting up and he just sits up all night tweeting. He back on Twitter now. We knew it was going to happen eventually.
And now we know that he isn't just obsessed with his physical appearance. He lies about his weight. Imagine being so privileged that you are facing all these charges, and the thing that's on your mind is your weight, and lying about it when you get there. Parades and interior decorating.
Yo, that's funny as hell. You facing all these charges, and the only thing on your mind is, I don't want people to see me the way, like.
And used to.
I don't want people to know how much I actually weigh, because they can't see. People's eyes don't work.
You're like, all right, bro, we can't see you.
Sell perfume. And now we know that he isn't just obsessed with his physical appearance. He lies about his weight. Imagine being so privileged that you are facing all these charges, and the thing that's on your mind
literally shits on a gold toilet
is your weight, and lying about it when you get there. Donald Trump said he is 6'3", 215 pounds. Let me tell you something, man. Do you know who is 6'3", 215 pounds?
Me?
No, you're not. Lamar Jackson. All-pro starting quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, who back in May signed a 5-year, $260 million deal, is 6'2", 215 pounds exactly. Does Donald Trump look like Lamar Jackson to you? Huh?
No.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Imagine Donald Trump wasn't Donald Trump and he was just some dude you met online, built the way he is, telling you he's built like Lamar Jackson, and then he pulled up to your house talking about what's up. Huh?
Not a damn thing.
That's right. Okay? It was a little late, but you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
All right? Real recognizes real, and insecurity recognizes insecurity. All you fake alpha males love Trump because he, too, is a fake alpha male.
Yes.
No matter how much he acts like an insecure little child, you all will support him because you see yourself in him. And Thomas Nichols put it best in this Atlantic article. He said Trump will continue to act like a little boy, and his base, the voters who will stay with him to the end, will excuse him. When a grown man brags about being brave, it is unmanly and distasteful. When a little boy pulls out a cardboard sword and ties the towel around his neck like a cape, it's endearing. When a rich and powerful old man whines about how unfairly he is being treated, we scowl and judge. When a little boy, snuffles in his tears and says that he was bullied, treated worse than Abraham Lincoln even, we comfort. And you know why? Because America is sympathetic towards fat people, which is why I don't know why he's lying about his weight. I think it's a tactic. I think he did that on purpose because he knows that folks will fat shame him and call him insecure. Then his supporters will defend him and call us hypocrites for fat shaming because y'all out here fake canceling Lizzo for allegedly fat shaming, which makes no sense because Lizzo big too. So for any of y'all who are upset with me right now for fat shaming Donald Trump this morning, I want you to know that I identify as obese. I am 5'6", 275 pounds, and don't you dare call me a liar if you're not willing to call Trump one. Please.
that was a good breakdown. I like that.
I can't even keep up anymore. So has Trump collected all his indictment stones now?
Right. Who the fuck can keep up? Hey, that was only one poll, but him going down by 6 percentage points. If that trend continues at all. Woo. And if there was any, man, I wish more people would enter the Democratic primaries. If we could get like 3 or 4 more people to enter the Democratic primaries, then people would consider the Democratic primaries. And Biden isn't debating and all that bullshit, but at the same time, we just ain't got enough people in the race. But we gonna take a quick hit before we get back into the rest of this. But yeah, man, all I know is the more I see of Vivek Ramaswamy, and we're going to check him out in a sec. The more I see of Vivek Ramaswamy, the more I'm just like, oh, this guy is so corny. Jesus Christ. Like, come on, man. Stop trying so damn hard. For what? Like, for what, man? But it's all good. We're going to take a quick hit to this classic tune in the background right now. All right. Now we can continue. Now we can get back into it. What shall we do now? Oh, let's go ahead and get this in right now. Hold up. I guess this is a different part of the interview. Vivek Ramaswamy's harebrained proposal for what he would have done on January 6th gets slapped with Twitter fact check. Man, I think.
Let me bring up a couple questions you didn't get a chance to answer at the debate. Most of the candidates on stage Wednesday night said Mike Pence did the right thing on January 6th. Do you agree?
I would have done it very differently. I think that there was a historic opportunity that he missed to reunite this country in that window. What I would have said is this is a moment.
What we need is an entirely new voting system. We need a parliamentary government. We need parliament. We need something, man, because we got third parties, but we got one vote. And as long as we got one vote, it's always gonna be between this party or that one. That's just the truth. Until we can get more than one vote, it's gonna be one party or this one. That's just how it's gonna go.
For a true national consensus, where there's 2 elements of what's required for a functioning democracy in America. One is secure elections, and the second is a peaceful transfer of power. When those things come into conflict, that's an opportunity for heroism. Here's what I would have said. We need single-day voting on.
Okay, we already heard this. We just watched a longer part of it. I'm just looking at the other side. Okay, hold on. Let's see a little more of Vivek. Jenny, this is for you.
Another level on Friday. In addition to the comment we played, you took issue with comments from Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. She reportedly said, quote, "We don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice." About that, you said, "These are the words of the modern grand wizards of the modern KKK." You know, I'm sure, the KKK was responsible for more than a century's worth of horrific lynchings, rapes, murders of Black people. How in any way are the views you're talking about comparable to the views and atrocities committed by the KKK?
What I said is the Grand Wizards of the KKK would be proud of what they would hear her say, because there's nothing more racist than saying that your skin color predicts something about the content of your viewpoints or your
You didn't just say they
ideas.
would be proud. You said these are the words of the modern Grand Wizards of the modern KKK.
It is the same spirit. You're right about that, Dana. I think it is the same spirit to say that I can look at you and based on just your skin color, that I know something about the content of your character, that I know something about the content of the viewpoints you're allowed to express. For Ayanna Pressley to tell me that because of my skin color, I can't express my views, that is wrong. It is divisive. It is driving hate in this country. This is dividing our country to a breaking point.
That is a debate
that
that is based on nonviolent discussion. That you just said you're using rhetoric, which she's
Mr. MP13, if we had like a ranked choice voting system or something like that, it would allow for us to vote for a couple of people at a time. So instead of voting for one person, you could vote for maybe your top 5 favorite people in order. So you could vote for this person, that person in order of 1, 2, 3, 4, and each person may be in a different party. So that would not only allow for more direct choice and would allow for people to more so choose who they want rather than who they think could win. And it also would allow for more parties to be active within a congressional body instead of just mainly there being 2 and a couple of other ones. So that's what I was referring to. Another type of system that would just allow us to vote for more than one person at a time for any given election.
She said she's using rhetoric. That's one thing. And another thing is to say that she represents and she is a modern version of a KKK, which, as you know, was dedicated to the subjugation and violence against Black people. How on earth is she a modern Grand Wizard
let's be intellectually
of that
honest.
kind of organization?
Let's be intellectually honest and get to the heart of what this debate ought to be about. There is a worldview that says that the remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination, that if you're Black or brown, you have to have a particular point of view. That's from Ibram Kendi. That's from Ayanna Pressley, the people I quoted in my speech yesterday.
But can
There's
you
a
have
different
an
view
intellectually
that I have,
honest
which says that regardless of who you are,
when you accuse
have to be
her
able to
of
have your
being
own
a
opinion.
Grand Wizard
Let's
of
have
the
the debate.
KKK? Can you have that
I think that
intellectually
the
honest
point is-
discussion with that kind of rhetoric?
Yes, I can, Dana, because the point I'm highlighting is that even the people who in good spirit, we all agree that the KKK was an awful organization.
He's frustrated because Dana won't just let him say this.
That is a toxic stain in our national history. So given that we can start from that point of agreement, now that allows us to say, well, who actually sounds more like that organization today? The people who are calling for more racial discrimination on the basis of skin color. So yes, I think that is an intellectually useful starting point for a provocative discussion that we need to have in this country.
The whole point is the KKK
I think the reality
wasn't just
is
about rhetoric.
we have to speak openly in this country.
Right? He said he took a hit of that bong too damn hard. This man is just going all off in the left field. What the hell is he talking about? I ain't that high. I'm almost that high, but I ain't that high right now.
People, they murdered people, they raped people, they burned their homes.
And that was wrong.
Simply
That was
because
obviously wrong.
Wrong.
Okay,
so again,
that is obviously a wrong
if you want to
thing for
have
them
an
to have done.
intellectual
Absolutely.
discussion, do you think that maybe comparing her to the Grand Wizard and the notion of what she said to being a modern leader of the KKK was maybe a step too far, or you stand by what you said?
I stand by what I said to provoke an open and honest discussion in this country, because there is a gap, Dana, between what people will say in private today and what they will say in public. I think we need to close that gap. I think we need to have real, open, honest, raw conversation as Americans.
There's a gap between what people will say in private versus what they say in public. Well, Trump did close that gap a whole lot. What do you mean? Like, there's still probably some things that you shouldn't say out loud all the time. Even I know that. Look, I still be saying shit I shouldn't say sometimes. Sometimes I'll say something and I'll be like, oh, that was a little rough. That was a little harsh. Maybe I was being a little judgmental. Maybe I'm being an asshole right now. And even I will be like, nah, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to go there. So again, like, what are you talking about? Like, what the hell are you even talking about?
That is our path to national unity. And there are
No, it's not. How is that the path? He's so, he don't know nothing about politics, bro. This dude don't know nothing about politics.
many Americans today who are deeply frustrated by the new culture
I'm
of
just not sure
anti-racism
how
that's really racism in new
provoking a
clothing.
discussion-
And we need to have that debate in the open. Dana, I think
I'm
that
not
you're
so
doing,
sure how
with due
provoking
respect,
a
what many in the
discussion
media do,
of-
picking on some comment in the context of a broader context that I was offering it in a speech.
All right, so
avoiding
you
the
just said
meat
that your
of the
comment
issue.
was fringe.
Let's have the courage to confront the meat of that. I'm saying you drew a
You
fringe
just
comment from a
described your
much
comment
longer
as fringe.
speech. As
Yo, he's so bad at this. Like, bro, just stay on right-wing media outlets, because ain't nobody gonna let you get away with this BS, and you ain't got no policy to talk about. I mean, it's not like Republicans got policy to talk about for the most part anyway. But it's like, bro, this dude is ridiculous. I remember what was that awkward pause? Yo, I remember the first thing I saw about Vivek when I saw that raise the voting age to 25. I was like, this dude's full of shit. And oh my God, was I right? Were we all right? Like, this dude.
the courage to confront the meat of that. I'm saying you drew a
You
fringe
just
comment from a
described your
much
comment
longer
as fringe.
speech. As I described.
Of course, Trump not gonna pick him as VP, because he, first and foremost, he ain't white, and the Republican Party still ain't going for that. They ain't going for that. That's his biggest problem. But before anything else,
I described you picking one fringe comment from a long speech that I gave to duck debate from the real issue that I think you don't want to have, Dana, because I think you probably agree with me on this, that this is toxic
I think that
rhetoric
this debate-
from leading politicians
I think that this
on
debate
dividing
is-
us on the basis of race. And I want to have
I
the
think
open
this
debate.
debate is fascinating and interesting and opening and important. What I did was
I do too.
explain to our viewers that you were asked a question and you took
right, and he's Hindu. Not only is he not white, but he's quite brown, and he's Hindu. And shit, Indians be dark as hell. Republicans ain't going for that shit, man.
it to a point where you called a sitting member of Congress who is black, who was having discussions about race, calling her the modern grand wizard of the KKK. And I'm just not sure how that's open and honest discussion. I want to move on, though, to another issue, a very important issue.
Hold on, we got five. Oh, we got five of them. We ain't done. Oh, what? So this say, hold up. Bash battles. Okay, we just watched that. Ramaswamy confronted with comment about white supremacists being as rare as unicorns. Like, oh my God, bro. And it's like, you're so rich. He got, bro, Vivek got money, bro. Like, he's rich as fuck. Like, why are you even doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you 38. Like, if you wanted to run for president, you could have did this later or in a few years or something. Like, bro, what is you have no real motivation to actually want to do this job. None. Absolutely none. Bro, this dude is so fucking corny. And the more he does this, the more he's just gonna be a kind of a joke to the public.
I've never once encountered that yet. I'm sure the boogeyman white supremacist exists somewhere in America. I've just never met him. Never seen one. Never met one in my life, right? Maybe I'll meet a unicorn sooner, and maybe those exist too.
So just because somebody hasn't encountered one doesn't mean that the notion of white supremacy doesn't exist as a threat in America. What do you think goes through the minds of the families of the 3 victims in yesterday's shooting when they hear you say that white supremacy is basically a fantasy?
I'm sure they're grieving for their loss, and I don't want to politicize those victims, Dana. This is a very sensitive situation where we should have nothing but foremost respect for those victims and not bring them into partisan politics. But I was responding to a question where someone asked me, what racism have I experienced in recent years? And I answered honestly. Most of that racism has come from the modern left. It's happening during the course of this campaign. Kara Swisher calling me Ramaswamy the other day and reveling in making twists of my last name. People effectively reducing me to the color of my skin and my attributes. That comes today from the modern left. But the reality is,
do you
this is
acknowledge,
part of
though,
a
that
dogma.
Yeah, there's totally there's totally no racist white people in America. That's gone. That's a thing of the past completely.
In this
supremacy
country
does still exist in the United States?
Oh.
I acknowledge that all forms of racial animus exist in the United States, including fringe branches. I mean, that's clearly what was at the head of this mentally deranged individual responsible for this shooting, yes. But I think there are many forms of mental derangement that cause us to see one another on the basis of our skin color and our attributes. And I think what we need to revive, Dana, and it's my job as the leader, hopefully as the next president, to do this, to revive our doctrine of e pluribus unum, not just celebrating our diversity.
He's trying to sound smart. E pluribus unum. Like, bro, just because you can say shit like that don't mean that you're good at politics. Because at the end of the day, politics really is just people. There's policy, there's law, there's rules and all that shit. But at the end of the day, politics is just people. So just because you can say some fucking Latin word, oh, I can say a word in Latin. Like, okay, but you still suck at this, my boy.
Diversity in our skin deep attributes, but celebrating what unites us across that diversity. That's what we've forgotten in the United States of America. Our true strength is the set of ideals that unite us. That's my job to revive as our next president. And I think that the next generation in particular is so starved for that, starved for commonality, starved for a nation that is unified, bigger than the sum of its parts. That's what we need to recreate in this country. And to those who say
Dude, shut up. Jesus, he's so stupid. Okay, press why he's running. I think this is this the victimhood shit right here?
Debate. And a lot of people are asking this question. If you believe Donald Trump is the greatest president of the 21st century, he's running. Why are you running against him? Why do you think his second term won't be as good as his first?
Well, look, I did say he's the best president of the 21st century. From George Bush to Barack Obama to Joe Biden to Donald Trump, I think it's not even close. Who was the best of those presidents? In my book, I judge by results. That being said, I believe I can take the America First agenda even further than Donald Trump did. I think I will be more effective in uniting this country in the process. Look at the way we're running this campaign. I'm not leaving any state behind, any city behind, no American left behind. From the
Listen, between Barack Obama, I guess he said his lifetime. I mean, I don't even want to include George Bush. Let's not even include him in that. Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden, out of all three of those people, the person who has done the most, Joe Biden. That is a fact. So again, like this dude is just, he's so, and two, we just saw in the last clip from his interview with this same interview with Chuck, where Chuck was reading out basically where he said that, you know what I'm saying? Not about Biden, but where he basically was saying, yeah, Trump lost. I don't see any reason to believe that he won. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
south side of Chicago, to Kensington, to places where traditional Republicans don't go. I think I am best positioned to deliver a landslide election, a multi-ethnic working class majority. And I do think that a landslide is what we need in this country, not another 50.1 election. And I'm the only candidate in this race who can actually deliver that.
Look, a political neophyte outsider became president and couldn't get a lot of the things done that he wanted to get done in Donald Trump. Why do you think somebody with less experience than Donald Trump had is somehow going to make the federal government function in a way that you're outlining?
So I think there's three things I would say. The first is we have that experience to learn from. I want to build on the foundation that Trump laid. Frankly, I will invite him as an advisor and a mentor. I don't want to relearn the same lessons.
Trump is
I
an
want
advisor.
to pick up where he left off in taking on the administrative state. The second thing, Chuck, is I do think it needs to be an outsider to take on that administrative state, but I also think it needs to be an outsider who has a deep first personal understanding of the laws and constitution of this country. I think Trump was in many cases duped by his managerial advisors, for example, who said that you can't fire employees in the federal government due to civil service protections. Read the law. Turns out those civil service protections only apply to individual firings, not to mass layoffs.
Shut up. Ramaswamy tries to sidestep accusation he called. See, look, and that's what I'm
my
saying. We
commitment.
just saw
All
it
right,
too.
again, from your book, No One Likes a Sore Loser. That's one of the worst victimhood complexes of all. Are you referring to Donald Trump?
No, I'm talking about anybody who could potentially be a sore loser. I'm not talking about Trump.
I referred in that chapter both to Stacey Abrams and to Donald Trump. And I think that the answer is
He's too busy sucking on Donald Trump's gooch. Of course, he ain't gonna criticize him.
we need leaders who ultimately stand for victory over victimhood. We did have a victimhood culture that started on the left in this country, the oppression hierarchy. My worry, Chuck, is that
The oppression hierarchy. Huh? He's so ridiculous. All right. Now, moving on. Moving on. Donald Trump ruthlessly mocked. Okay, where we go? Here we go. Here we go. Yo, what's going on, Donald? Yeah, Vivek is ridiculous. Okay, let's see what Trump had. What was he talking about? There's a couple things. He says,
We are Magadonians. We are very smart. We stick together as one. We follow Truth Social. We put America first, and we will make America great again.
and then he said,
Fox should embrace MAGA. Their primetime viewership is down 37% from just a year ago. All because the very smart, even brilliant Magadonians know that, despite all the fake lip service, Fox News is pushing Ron DeSantis, or anyone else for that matter, because they hate the greatest America First president to ever put on a suit and tie. Me.
"Oh, bro, how is this man in the position that he's in? He's so stupid. This dude is almost 80 years old. This motherfucker said, this dude said, hold on, where is it? I'm going to read this whole sentence. Fox should embrace MAGA. Their primetime viewership is down 37% from just a year ago. All because the very smart, even brilliant Magadonians know that despite all the fake lip service, Fox News is pushing Ron DeSantis, or anyone else for that matter, because they hate the greatest America First president to ever put on a suit and tie. Me. They are all globalists, and globalists will never make America great again. He's so fucking stupid, bro. He's so stupid. Like, bro, he's so stupid. Like, this man, think about this motherfucker said the greatest America First president to ever put on a suit and tie. Me. Like, bro, oh my God. Like, Real Housewives of Macedonia. Well, it looks like the picture isn't showing right there. Real Donald Trump. 92% of Republican voters think the election was rigged. God, this guy's such a joke, man. He's so ridiculous. Right, and he not even paying his lawyers. Like, this dude owes Rudy Giuliani so much money. He owed so many people money, not just Rudy. He owe everybody money. He can't help himself. He's going to get in more trouble because he can't help himself. This dude cannot stay out of trouble. All right, now we're gonna look at some Macedonia. Exactly. Here we go. Let's see Ron DeSantis get mocked. Let us watch.
All right, forgive us for picking the obvious choice here, but our worst of the week has to go to the entire 2024 Republican field. And the one person we just had to speak with about this debate, disaster, is comedian and friend of the show, Matt Friend. Matt, great to see you, bud. Welcome back.
I am so excited to be back.
By the way, let's just tell our viewers that I think we reached out to you a month ago when we know that the debate was happening.
All right, Trump said, "What money?" He said, "Oh, so we just got done." That's what he did to the contractors who built his his casinos. They were like, "Oh, so about that payment." He said, "What payment?" "It's my casino. That's my paycheck."
And we're like, if there's one person we need to speak to about this, it's got to be you.
Yeah, so you knew some crazy stuff was about to go down.
These clowns, they're horrible people. And you would know that if you watched my...
Oh, he sounds like Trump, for real. Hold up.
So bad what you're doing. This
was thinking watching.
Excuse me. You are such...
What do you think he was thinking watching?
Excuse me. You are such a nasty guy. You tee that up on the after the mugshot, which is so bad what you're doing. This is MSNBC. They lie like dogs. You can ask them. They lie like dogs.
Yo, he sounds just like that motherfucker.
And I will tell you, you don't do a debate when you're up by 60 points. This is MSNBC. They lie like dogs. You can ask them. They lie like dogs. And I will tell you, you don't do a debate when you're up by 60 points. You don't debate these people, these clowns, they're horrible people. And you would know that if you watched my Tucker, which was a great conversation.
Yo, he has the best impersonation I've ever heard of this dude. Even the which was a conversation. Like how he curved his lips. Like, yo, this dude put in work for this shit.
Debate these people, these clowns, they're horrible people. And you would know that if you watched my Tucker, which was a great conversation. But there was no point in debating against Rob DeSanctimonious and Vivek, who's just a nasty guy. Some are saying you're related, probably, but that's who knew they gave him a show, right? But Nikki Haley, who's a witch, and Mike Pence who's just failing. So you don't do that. You don't do that.
All right.
What a bad guy.
All right.
You're a terrible person.
You talk about...
Character. Get me out of it.
I don't know how, to be honest with you. That's the problem. All right. So you talk about Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, some people said he was the real loser in this debate. What do you think he was thinking throughout all of this?
Yeah, I mean, well, look, first of all, here's what matters most, okay? When I become the president, come high noon on Jan 20, I take the oath of office. You don't coddle someone like Fauci. You sit him down and you say, Anthony, you are fired.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one, too.
I will not let you down.
Okay, that was Ron's response. I just want to know, what was going on with this? Like, when he was smiling, was it like a Botox thing? Like, it was the most forced smile.
He is a politician that never has grown into a natural role. He doesn't do retail politics well. He doesn't have the kind of comfortable level of just moving his hands.
Like
his hands
McConnell, just comfortable.
He puts his hands on his waist.
Yeah, sure, It's just so weird. What he does is, he kind of moves his arms in the same accordion style motion, but his voice is more back here. He's like Trump without personality, is what he is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's talk about the breakout star, according to some, as you just called them, Vivek, but Vivek Ramaswamy, and also stealing a line from Barack Obama. Not very original.
Well, I'm working on the Vivek, but no, he's just, I can't wait for him to announce his new campaign slogan. He's just like, well, first of all, some of you might be wondering why I'm here tonight. And that is because I'm just a skinny guy with a funny last name who's eager to share my new campaign slogan. Yes, we can. I invented that. I'm like, I think Obama would be upset, actually. And Vivek Ramaswamy, Melania trumped that.
Right.
Full on just taking his moves. It was amazing.
Is it hard for you to study these guys, or are they all have such distinct characteristics that for you it's just so easy to kind of pick up on them?
I mean, honestly, a lot of them are just in my mind so much. I mean,
are you traumatized? Do you when you have to sit there?
When I see DeSantis try to smile, that's the traumatizing. Or McConnell freezing.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. His Trump impersonation was that was my favorite one. I don't remember if Buttigieg stole that line, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Okay, so hold on. Oh, we got some more. I don't know if y'all saw this earlier, but you probably did. Of course, you saw this earlier. Judge sets March 4th, 2024 as Trump trial date in election interference case. The federal judge overseeing a criminal case against former President Donald Trump for interfering with the 2020 presidential election has set a trial date for March 4th, 2024, brushing aside Trump's arguments for a 2-year delay. Judge Chutkin said she spoke briefly with a judge in New York who had been set to oversee a separate hush money case against Trump later in March 2024. Excuse me. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg had previously said he would be flexible on that case, as long as the judges agreed. The trial in Washington, D.C. is at a courthouse only steps from the U.S. Capitol where rioters ran amok on January 6, 2021, falls deep into the 2024 election season, and just before Super Tuesday. It adds to a hectic legal schedule for Trump, who also faces just before Super Tuesday. Sheesh. Okay, here we go. It adds to a hectic legal schedule for Trump. She said, you got to show up to trial no matter what your schedule is. I don't care what your schedule is. You got to show up to court. Of course, he's pleaded not guilty to everything. Quote, setting a trial date does not depend and should not depend on a defendant's personal obligations, the judge said. She said, setting a trial date while considering a professional athlete's schedule will be inappropriate. And the same will be true in a case involving a former president running to return to the White House. I take seriously the defense's request that Mr. Trump be treated like any other defendant appearing before this court, and I intend to do so, said the judge, a longtime former public defender. Special counsel Molly Gaston said the Justice Department had already turned over 12.8 million pages of discovery to the defense. Sheesh! And 12.8 million pages, including another group of materials overnight. She said the special counsel had created and shared a nearly 300-page annotated version of the 4-count indictment, pointing out their evidentiary basis for each allegation in the charging document. Quote, at this point, discovery is now substantially complete. Uh-oh. Well, they got 250 potential witnesses. Man, Donald Trump is in such a bad position, man. This shit is crazy. But hey, it's by his own hand, right? It's by his own hand. So we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll see what's going on. March 4th, right before Super Tuesday, he got to go. And like the judge said, Judge Chutkin said, listen, you asked to be treated like everybody else? All right, I'm going to treat you like everybody else.
But in my mind, being treated like everybody else means that I just get away with everything.
That's all, of course. Of course. Oh, here we go. We got more. What is he talking about? What's he got to say? Trump rewrites history of his impeachments in frenzied all-cap Truth Social rant. Woo! Here we go.
I never had an impeachment inquiry. I had an impeachment, which I won.
He won the impeachment.
It was started immediately. No meetings, no study, no delays.
Trump wrote.
The lunatic fascists and Marxists play the game differently. They are out to destroy America. MAGA!
All right, from the genius himself, all caps, just in case you thought you was gonna miss it. You know what I'm saying? Just in case. Just in case. Now, this next story it is quite wild. Honestly, I kind of just want to look at the headline. Hold up. Here we go. Cheating wife who regretted infidelity lied about being raped so she could get free STD test. Like, damn, times must be hard. You had to go through all that trouble all that trouble to take an STD test. You could have just taken a home test. You could have took a home test. You could have went to the doctor. I don't know. You went through all that. That's pretty rough, man. That's pretty rough. But that includes today's Monday live stream. Thank you, each and every one of y'all, for joining me. We will be live tomorrow morning on time. We're going to be on time tomorrow. And in addition to that, I'm going to be on with Ravana tomorrow. Unless she's not available, we'll be on tomorrow around 3 o'clock Eastern time. And yeah, man, there's a lot more coming. And again, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support from each and every one of y'all. It truly helps to keep me going. Because I'll be going through it sometimes, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So, if you got something to hit, go ahead and hit it with me. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing countdowns to the live stream so that y'all can see when I go on. Bring a little more organization into the mix. Right, exactly. Because that's gonna be all bad. That was funny. It's funny now, but man, when it first happened, it wasn't funny. I was mad. Like, man, what the hell? Y'all crazy. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Hey. Thank you, J-Pac. I appreciate you. I'm doing my best. I'm really doing my best. And we're all climbing over this hill together. All right. Yes. I'm gonna start doing those because it'll be helpful for everyone. It will be helpful for everybody. Yeah. Thank you so much, Relaxing Sounds. I appreciate you. Peace and love to you as well. Let's see. We're gonna go out today with a little bit of Barry White, you know what I'm saying? Right, baby. Donald Trump took that mugshot and raked in millions of dollars. Shit is hilarious, man. I will absolutely let everybody know. Membership status will be enabled in a few weeks, maybe next week. But in September, that's going down. I will absolutely let each and every one of y'all know. All right, here we go. Man, I gotta reach out to Letterhex. He's cool as hell. I'm just not on Twitter no more, so don't nobody see me. But I'm gonna reach out to him for sure. But again, thank you, everybody, for joining me on this Monday. We had a very good Monday stream. I will be live again tomorrow, probably around 11 a.m. And then I will be on with Ravana at 3 p.m. unless she's not available. So y'all have a fantastic afternoon, and I will see y'all tomorrow.